Coach, another walk-off win for your team. Some great resilience out of your group today. Just kind of talk about today's win.
I'm really proud of them. We didn't play the cleanest game, although I think our pitchers did a really good job keeping it where it was. You look up at the scoreboard and they got some hits and they scored some runs, Toledo that is, but our pitchers did a really good job keeping that game where it was. We had 3 errors behind them. All of them were pretty costly errors, and our pitchers had a big-time backbone today to keep that a really tight game. And then obviously the hitters. I think on the weekend it was a good weekend for our hitters to kind of come out. We had I don't know however many hits we had today, 10, 11 hits, and scoring some runs. But it's definitely big time when you can get that in the 9th inning. And I feel like our dugout just knew, they knew we were going to win the game. We tied it up. They did a great job to tie it up, and they knew in the 9th inning we were going to win the game. So really proud of our guys for sticking with it and going out there and earning a W today.
You talked about the pitching, but a little bit more. Gus and Bailey both in different roles today. One had relieved all year, one started all year, and then they kind of came in and did their jobs. Kind of talk about those two today and how well they did.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bailey's made some good starts for us this year, and we gave the ball to Gus today, and he was awesome. I thought the ball came out of Gus's hand really well, and like I said, we had a couple errors behind Gus that cost us some runs, but Gus did I thought that was a great start, and then Bailey was awesome coming out of the bullpen. I thought their hitters were really uncomfortable facing Bailey. He had some intensity to him today. I think he definitely wants to show us that we can count on him, and we know we can, and that's obviously why he's out there in a close game, and he got a win today.
Haydn Singh with the walk-off hit, absolute monster for you guys this weekend. You've talked about how you think he's one of the best catchers in the country. Just kind of talk about how he's looked lately to you.
Well, I mean, he's confident, so that's a big part of it. But I think if you watched, I'm lucky to get to watch him play sometimes because he's a really hard worker. He prepares really hard. He's the same guy game 1 and game 3 in the weekend, which is tough to do when you catch all 3 games in a weekend. He's caught all 6 conference games. You don't get plays off. You don't get any of that stuff behind the plate. He's locked in all the time. And now as he continues to keep coming offensively, obviously he had a great weekend. But he is a really, really good offensive player. There's no question about it. And as he keeps coming, I think we're just going to keep seeing him come out of his shell even more, get even more confident. I think he's going to be a big time ball player capable of carrying us.
What did you say to the guys after the team after getting a win like that and kind of heading right back into some action next week?
Yeah, well, I think the big part was we talk about playing one pitch at a time and controlling what we can control and what our hands are physically on in the moment. And I think Cal Elvers did an awesome job where he had 0-2 count. He looked really bad on a breaking ball in the 0-1 pitch, swung at a bad pitch, and then he grinds out a really good at bat after that. We had that kind of happen. Dallas Hall had a couple tough at bats. He comes up there and jumps on a first pitch to get a big double for us. I think that was kind of the message, is that no matter what's happened previous in that game, it doesn't affect what we're doing right now. And I think that's why we were able to win the game, because we didn't feel sorry for ourselves with a 3-run deficit or because we made some errors and didn't chalk it up to just not being our day. We were tough enough to find a way to still win the game, even though we didn't play our best baseball.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Swung on and drilled towards left field. On the run is Boss. Looking up. It's going to be off the top of the wall. It rolls away from Boss. Here comes Massman around third. They're going to send him. He's going to score diving. Another walk-off win for the Redhawks. Haydn Singh, one of the seniors, or one of the junior leaders all weekend, drives one off the left field wall, and Miami walks off victorious.